Conveniently tested against the wall. Wow, what a nice fit. Dude, that already feels insane. What are you gonna use that for? We're gonna burn stuff. All right, so we're testing out the new E36, E46 billet rear trailing arm. It contains this billet knuckle, which houses all of the critical aspects of this. It's got the dual caliper brackets, it's got our ABS sensor over here, all built in, integrated, the uniball bearing mounts. The trailing arm itself is the alloy steel piece that bolts to the bottom, and it registers here with an aluminum block so that you're not fully relying on the 3 studs. The 3 studs are just keeping it up into the knuckle. We've got a brace here to prevent distortion on acceleration, basically prevent bending here. We've tested this section with multiple crashes, impacts, hits. This is the same as what LZ, O'Sully, Sorensen, Hughes, many others are running. So all of that's been tested. We're running and testing it right now with the upper control arm, so that's full compression on the shock, and checking clearances, making sure we have good articulation, and then it uses a 5 series bolt-on hub, which is the same spline as the 330. So the stock axles, not for an E36, for E46 are gonna go in no problem. This we're shipping out to a customer, and we have 4 of these ready to go once testing's complete. This should serve as a good product for road racing as well. One of the biggest benefits is going to be the shim adjustable toe arm bucket here. Toe arm basket, bucket, whatever you want to call it. So really, this foot here unbolts from the trailing arm. And what you can do with this foot is we can change the foot to allow for anti-squat correction, because we can lengthen the foot. I can change where the hole is in the toe arm bucket, make it higher, make it lower. Realistically, if you want to run a BMW at a much lower ride height, I can move that hole up inside of the pocket, 25 mil, and all I would need to do is just make a little bit longer foot, bolt it on, and then you have OEM ride height anti-squat at a lower ride height position. So this is going to be great for track guys. It's going to help with their braking and corner speed, corner exit speed, maintaining traction, all of that stuff, because when you lower a BMW, all that kind of gets messed up. If you want to adjust your toe, you can use the shims here. That's really handy. This was conveniently tested against the wall in Indiana. Wrote the wheel off, wrote most of the stuff off, but it just snapped these 3 studs. So he welded a nut to the studs, pulled the studs out, put new studs in, and the trailing arm itself was good. Which is crazy, because when you have an M3 or a regular non-M or an E36 trailing arm, which is on the floor here, these things bend and break and contort to all different kinds of shapes. Really hard to tell because it's this funny looking cast piece. This did not twist or bend. So all in all, really good upgrade, and it keeps everything really simple, accurate, precise. What we want to see.
Why the switch to this instead of the steel?
Well, some people wanted the ability to maintain the divorce spring. Some people wanted a direct OEM replacement. Like, you can buy this and it'll bolt to the stock toe arm bucket. You can just take yours and swap it with this. So that's what people wanted. The current grip kit that I designed for a lot of the pro drift guys, you can only run it with a true coilover. It only accepts our control arms, nobody else's. The spacing and everything is all specific to that kit, and it only can run Willwood brakes. It's a very particular customer that would buy that setup. And you know, we've sold, I don't know, like 15 of those things, but this one is for the masses. If you got a BMW and you want to improve the rear suspension, you can just buy this. That's kind of the purpose behind it. And then going with the billet is saving us a bunch of weight, maintaining repeatability. When we really get rolling with this, we can just make 20, 30 of these at a time. A lot less time on the welding side because there's just a lot less pieces to weld together versus the whole trailing arm, which was all welded. It's a lot of work and it looks nice. I just needed to check these high misalignment spacers that we just put in here. Gets lots of movement. We're gonna set this up and ship it to the customer. and then build the other 4, wait for testing to be complete, and then we'll have these for sale. Now we're gonna get the 3D printed clutch pedal into the wagon. The wagon's outside. I don't think we really need any tools, maybe a screwdriver and a pair of pliers. Yeah, we're gonna see how this goes. I already put the OEM rubber pad on it, which goes right on like factory. We're gonna clear this out, make sure that M8 bolt goes in there because that's our clutch stop. Let's do that first. So this is with a 3D printed thread. I have not chased it or anything. So we'll see how that works without chasing it, and then we'll chase it. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Feels like it doesn't need to be chased, which is pretty crazy. By hand, you can thread that in. That's really impressive. Let's get a jam nut here. Thread that on. That is our bump stop for the pedal. All right, bam. So let's see how the rest of it goes. Based off of that, I have pretty high hopes for potentially not even need to clear out this. This takes like a nylon split bushing. It just looks so cool, eh? It's actually nice out. Oh, right by the garbage, eh? All right, Jack. No, I see it. Need these babies. We're gonna first see how these go inside of our new one. All right, there's the comparison. Everything's in the exact same spot. Throw this in there. Throw that in there. All right, so here's the question. Does this slide on the pin? The answer is yes. Wow, what a nice fit. Everything's just snapping into place, eh? Holy, we're done. All right, let's hop in. Okay. Dude, that already feels insanely stiffer. So this also has our brake booster kit, universal, but put on the E46. This thing had horrendous brakes before that. Clutch feels amazing. And then we may have to adjust that bump stop. It probably needs to be depressed a little more than that, but sweet, man. We are going to test this out this weekend. I'm thinking because it's not hitting the clutch switch that we'll need to get a shorter bolt. Yeah, that feels about right. Needs just a little stop right there. So probably just the head of a M8 bolt with maybe that much showing is gonna be perfect. That was too easy.
Come on, man! That's too easy!
Ready to rock with the new 3D printed pedal. Thanks Evology and Contrive Design for helping on this project. A lot of people have been asking, they want to buy this thing. The price, if printed here on American, Canadian soil, it's very high. Very expensive. Didn't do anything with overseas. Don't know that it would even be a viable option. But for right now, it's just a really cool printable file that, you know, I might make the file available and then people can just print it because it looks cool. But yeah, we're gonna be ripping this weekend. We got 7 cars rented and 2 days of drifting. We got Joe here from GSR. Now, if you don't know Joe, he does basically all the sales, all the reps, all the support for GSR transmissions. We have 3 of those. So it's really cool to have him here. He's walking around somewhere, but you might catch him. I mean, I made a rocket stove. It's on the table. It looks pretty cool. I specifically engineered this rocket stove to accept a 4-inch vibrant titanium tube. So the goal will be to fire this baby up, get her absolutely fuming, and then slap this in there. It's a bit of a snug fit, but that was the whole point. This is gonna turn some really cool colors. We've got our fuel door. So this is where you're gonna add wood. The grate is what's gonna stop the wood from going right to the bottom. We've got our air door. And this goes together with 0 hardware, by the way. Then we've got our little ashtray, little fire starter door. And I made this catch here because we're gonna be throwing a leaf blower on this for sure, right? You're gonna open this up, you're gonna put a leaf blower there, and you don't wanna blow the door off, right? So That's how we're gonna get it ripping. Maybe even take the vibrant tube, turbo, compressor into there, really get this thing going. But I'm gonna sell the downloadable file for this. And you can either get it at Send Cut Send, or we can cut the parts for you, or whatever. It's gonna be something really easy, a little project, something you can weld together yourself. I'm gonna come up with the perfect tab that's gonna come through here, and then it's gonna twist 90 degrees. And when you twist it, it's gonna tighten the plates together, and it'll be a non-weldable, buildable rocket stove. But I'm gonna cut a bunch of tabs and then see which one works the best for tightening, sustaining, maintaining, and see if that's something that could be viable, because I think a lot of people, they don't have a welder. Because this would, you would stitch weld all this up on all of the plug welds here. And then after you weld it, you basically just hammer these two handles until they meet each other, and you just weld a strip down there, and then that's how the handle's designed to be. For the most part, it's pretty cool, a little side quest. And I think guys just like burning stuff. Like everyone's like, mostly girls, mostly women are like, what are you gonna use that for? We're gonna burn stuff. We're gonna light things on fire. We're gonna see flames, heat. That's why, no other reason. You can use it to cook stuff, but obviously a stove and a barbecue works a lot better. That's why.